All right. Okay, now we're live. Welcome to the Area Nerdy One Talk Show. I'm Matt.
I am Jimmy.
And I'm Jarrett.
Wow, we have not done an intro like that in a long time.
That was
Yeah,
smooth.
that
was right on it.
See, that's
That
the
was
thing.
clean.
Maybe we should do that from now on in the beginning. I think we should go on, just do our regular piece, and then we just, I don't want to hop into it right yet. Let's just joke around a little bit. Let's have some fun, Hey,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
just,
let's keep it loosey goosey.
hey, this is not a paid promotion, but I got some some pretty good smelling soap. You guys heard of Dr. Squatch?
I've seen the commercials in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I've seen it.
You've seen it on TikTok, probably, haven't you?
Yeah, I have seen it on TikTok, actually.
I got the Star Wars limited edition Dr. Squatch soap. And
Yeesh.
ready to see the inside?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see the inside. Oh my gosh, look at these.
Oh, that is so clean.
Yeah, it is so clean, right?
It does kind of look like
I've
candy
already
bar stuff.
got
what
this
does-
one in there.
What does Darth Maul smell like? I'm gonna guess cinnamon.
Well, it's called Ruthless Rinse. Oh, that smells good, dude.
Ooh.
And also the picture of the lightsabers right inside in the squares.
Oh, damn.
I'm already
Do
I'm already using the Only Hope soap. It smells really good and it lasts a long time. So
do they have one for Admiral Akbar? Do you smell like anchovies?
no, it's a trap.
Why wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be Admiral Akbar's It's a Thirst Trap.
Oh, ooh! I didn't even notice the. Oh yeah, Yoda's lightsaber's in there too. Oh, that's cool.
Mm.
But yeah, no, this is a real. I saw it one day and it was like a limited edition, and one of my friends recommended it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
yeah.
I want to smell good, but I also like Star Wars, so let's put the two together.
Yeah, Dr. Squatch, if you see this,
Yeah.
send us
Hey!
send us a message. Yeah,
Please?
give us money.
We're not sponsored, but we really want to be.
You wanna
I
be.
I would love to be sponsored. Please,
We would love to be
please,
sponsored.
Dr.
Yes.
Squatch, please come by. Dr. Squatch, come on. I'm here.
The Dr. Squatch reps are gonna be like, "Have you seen these thirsty bitches, Area Nerdy One on YouTube?"
Yeah.
They really
and I
want
just
Dr.
gave you a
Squatch.
Admiral Akbar's It's a Thirst Trap. It smells like anchovies and Old Bay. It'll be delicious, no matter what.
Why does it smell like the East Company? Oh, sorry.
But the thing is, you have to put on like a heavy Brooklyn accent when you put it on. Hey, I'm washing it. That's
Get out of here! It
Get
smells
outta
like
here.
it smells like mom's
We gotta
spaghetti.
go down to the bay.
It smells like mom's spaghetti.
So, all right, Jared, why don't you cue us in? Give us a clue. What's the topic that we're talking about this week?
Soap.
Oh my
We're
god.
talking about soap.
Oh yeah.
No, we're not. We're not
Soap!
talking about soap. We're not talking about soap. That
Why?
would be probably one of the worst shows we could ever put on.
It worked for Fight Club.
As long as we keep it clean.
Keep it
So what's it-
the puns.
That
The puns.
It wasn't the best pun I've ever had, but the fact
That
that,
was
it was so
I'm gonna give it- I'm
smooth
gonna
and
give
I just put it in there.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
I have never hated doing this show that much until you made the.
Hey, we
friggin-
do not use the word. I don't think we should use the word hate on this show, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, I retract that. Yes,
You fucking idiot. We don't like to use the word hate, you goddamn idiot.
We don't want
Yeah.
it. We don't say fucking hate on this show, okay?
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, that one's yeah.
Now-
Hate isn't gonna do it, but fucking it's gonna make it past the censors every time.
Oh,
Every
speaking of
single
censorship.
Censors.
Sorry, Spencer's. Speaking of censorship, so my grandfather he
Censorship.
asked me about our talk show, so
Yeah.
I made the mistake of showing him one of our most raunchiest videos I think we've ever made, and this was back when we were doing the
Yeah.
pre-recording stuff, not the live.
Oh.
So he
Okay,
called one. He
all
goes,
right, that makes
"That was the first time I've ever seen my grandson drop the F-bomb," and I was
Like
like.
seriously?
I said, yeah, you might want to not watch the rest of them then, because I drop it quite often, and I do apologize
Yeah.
to the viewers that are offended by curse words. I do not, it's become a part of my vocabulary ever since I've
Yeah,
been playing
when
hockey.
we
I
swear,
got hockey
it-
mouth. I'm sorry.
When we swear on this podcast, it's in the show, it's out of it's kind of like for little pizzazz. It's not out of hate or being
Yeah.
mean to anybody.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of that Old Bay you were talking about, just to give it
Just
a little bit of
Old
kick.
Bay, just
Oh,
just
little,
sprinkle
you
in
got,
a
got a
couple
little
of-
add a little bit of spice to the show, you know? Because if we,
Yeah.
cause we're going to talk about like, are we gonna talk like AIs the entire time? Like, all right, Star
Yeah.
Trek is become the top.
We don't talk about Star Trek. We never talk
Hey,
about Star
hey,
Trek.
You know, we don't talk about
leave
Star
Star
Trek.
Trek out of this because those Trekkies will find us. They always do.
They're part of
They'll
the
kill
nerd
us.
community too, dude. We cannot bash
They
them.
are part of the
We
nerd
cannot
community,
bash
but
them.
they're some of the most protective nerds.
All right,
ever.
I'm gonna give my heartfelt personal experience regarding Star Trek. So, I'm not gonna get super into it, but like a few years ago, I had some a pretty serious some illness that I was going through for at least a few months, and I'm watching TV and like I didn't want to do anything. Like I felt terrible. I didn't even want to watch TV, but I watching like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like that was like just entertaining enough to like keep me interested, but like just mellow enough that it wasn't like overwhelming me. And like so,
Yeah.
and watching Patrick Stewart, like something about him just being like, everything's gonna be all right. I'm gonna be okay after this. And like so that for that reason, Star Trek, especially The Next Generation, is always gonna have a soft spot in my heart.
Oh
But
my god.
To be fair,
I am a Star Wars fanboy to the very end.
to be fair, you could, regardless of where you stand as Star Trek or Star Wars, you could sit and watch Patrick Stewart do anything for 5.5 hours, and you would be perfectly fine.
I love his commercials when he's like, "Oh, you've been
Yeah.
cut," and he's like, "Oh, how dare you!"
Yeah, and oh my god, I say what you will about American Dad, which we will. We will complain about American Dad till the cows come
Oh
home.
my-
But when they make Patrick Stewart say those just batshit crazy lines all the
It
time,
works.
I love it.
I'm gonna fuck this fucker right in the tushy. Pedersen, give me the anal tarring brush. But
oh god.
today we do have a subject, one that I love. I love this subject because I just, for some reason, it always grinds my gears.
It's very niche.
It's very niche. These are
Yeah.
good concepts within bad properties. There'll be a movie or a book or TV show that is just terrible. Everyone hates it, but there's that one concept, that one idea, or that whole concept that it's based around that is awesome, which makes it even more tragic that it's been butchered.
Yeah. Oh, butchered. Jeez, I didn't pick one that they butchered. But
Oh, I picked a couple that they butchered.
I picked some that
Alright,
were like on the line between like if you like they had the idea but maybe could have executed a little bit better in a different sort of
Oh.
way. Like that's the way I
Yeah,
was
that's-
thinking about it.
that's kind of the vibe I went through. All right,
Yeah.
Jared, why don't you go?
Yeah,
first?
Jared,
Well,
you go
I-
first. Set the example.
Yeah.
Really go for the jugular on this one.
Oh, I am. I'm starting off with a real bad one. One that everybody across the board can agree with. Are you ready
Okay.
for this?
Yep.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, the movie.
They
Have
just
not
call it the
seen
Last
it.
Airbender.
Have not seen
You
it.
haven't seen it?
Have not seen it.
Good. Dude, good.
Yeah, good. So basically, we all know the story. Avatar: The Last Airbender was
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived in harmony, but that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, basically.
Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could. Okay, I fell off there. I don't
Yeah.
remember the rest of it. All
Wow,
right.
dude, proving
Wow.
your loyalty. I get it.
So basically, there was this. It was a very popular Nickelodeon show. It was actually very mature for its content, and M. Night Shyamalan headed this Nickelodeon movie to, make it live action. This is hot off the heels of like the major popularity of like Harry Potter and a few other young adult novel movies, and it was just atrocious. Whitewashed actors, the acting, the plot line, completely nonsensical the
Yeah.
entire time. It was horrible.
Hmm.
So.
Not to mention Appa. Appa was a freaking uncanny valley nightmare.
Yeah, it's like Totoro, but nightmare fuel.
Right.
Yeah. So the concept that I really liked out of it was that the firebenders could only bend fire that was around them. So like in the show, they could like create fire whenever they wanted to. So everyone could be all firebenders could be like their own personal flamethrowers. In the movie, however, they would need to bend fire that's already there, like a campfire or a torch.
they're probably like, "Oh shit,
That's
this
like-
is real life. I got
Yeah.
fire."
Exactly. So I thought it worked really, really well. It's kind of like, waterbenders can't create water. They have to bend it around them. And I thought it would be a cool concept to see a Zuko fight where he's fighting Aang, and they're both trying to keep like Aang is trying to put out like the torches around them, while Zuko is trying to keep them lit as well.
Right. Oh,
You
that'd be a good fight. I'd watch that.
Like,
I'd do a Jimmy's Dojo on that fight.
or like Aang is
There
like
you
fighting
go.
Zuko, and he like can't like get best him at all, and he starts putting out the torches, but because Zuko is like all about like, fighting and honor, he just doesn't see all of his torches go out, and then he's in like basically a dimly lit room, and he's helpless. And then at the end, when Iroh can bend fire without fire around, it's a bigger deal.
Yeah, I mean that was like the big deal of the movie, but yeah, that would definitely give it some more gravitas. And I like that because, like, well, first of all, like, you can't. The TV show of Avatar: The Last Airbender is flawless. There is nothing wrong with it whatsoever. If you were going to make it into a movie, it'd be very difficult to film that Sozin's comment scene where they're all overpowered. It'd be a lot easier to live action film it if it was just that like how they said in the dialogue, Sozin's comment in the movie is just going to give all firebenders the ability to create fire from their own chi. And that would be a lot easier to film, and it would make a lot more sense. Like, instead of having to, do logistics and build up fires and stuff, the firebenders could just walk into any nation and take it over with their firebending.
Yeah, which is what it's been building up to. But and then like, I just thought it would be a little bit more interesting to see that. I thought it was a really good concept, something they kind of overlooked at the in the show.
Right.
And I thought, like, especially with Zuko, becoming more and more centered, and maybe even like a thing where the fire benders could actually bend fire just through their own will, create fire. But after the 100 Years' War, they kind of like, extinguished that, no pun intended. And because of all the...
Or here's Matt, you haven't seen the entirety of The Last Airbender TV
which is a
show,
crime.
Right? It's an
Talking
atrocity.
to you are really, you want to go there right now? How about One
No,
Piece?
actually, I don't.
One Piece. What about One Piece?
I would say Avatar: The Last Airbender is critically
Get
more
outta
important
here.
to our
Get outta
culture
here.
than One Piece.
All right, Matt, why don't you go on Rotten Tomatoes and let's check out Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's 100% spoiler alert.
Yeah,
And then why don't we go and check out One Piece? I haven't even checked out One Piece. What is One Piece on Rotten Tomatoes?
we got to look this up. Rotten Tomatoes.
I am
One Piece.
fuming. I am fuming right now.
Oh, so it's not going to be 100.
No, you don't even know, dude. You guys watched literally. You guys watched the
geez.
surface. You didn't even watch the
I
surface.
mean,
I watched 100 episodes.
100
That's
out of 1,000. Out of 1,000.
Listen to what you're saying, Matt.
100
Listen to
out of
what you're
1,000.
saying. So if I
It
have to
gets
go
better as you go on. You didn't even get past the 2-year jump, dude.
Okay, here we go.
3D,
It's actually-
2Y.
Okay, so it's actually got a 93% audience score, which is pretty good, but it's definitely not 100%. It doesn't have that gold medal of 100%.
You know what's
Exactly.
ever-
It's got the silver medal of over 90.
I gotta be honest with you. I watched some animes, and again, it's not really my thing, anime. And I liked Sailor Moon better than One Piece.
Get out of here.
Isn't
Get
Sailor Moon
outta here!
actually really good though?
I thought it was really good.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Oh
but
my god.
I talked enough. Matt, what is your pick for the bad thing with good concept?
All right, so the first one I chose was the first Purge movie. Now,
Okay.
I have a reason for that. It's because, okay, so the movie idea was great. Hey, look, they found a way to have these new founding fathers create a sort of purge, I guess, release of stress and anger by having a 12-hour go wild binge on crime deal.
Mhm.
But the thing was, it was focused on one family that developed, this guy that developed a security system for these people that are trying to hide out from the purge or any sort of crime or whatever. To
The
protect
upper
family.
class, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because no one could afford it. Literally, if you watch the other movies, it's the first movie takes place in a, I would say a rich community, rich neighborhood. The family, well-off family.
Like a gated suburban community.
Yes, because if you watch the beginning and right before the purge actually starts, you see all the gates come up, the doors come down, things shut. They even have their own little security rooms and all that. See, the thing was with that is that I wish it would have started out with the lower class, seeing how you survived that in the beginning. Because first of all, and when you first saw that movie, we were like, "What the hell's the Purge? What is this?" And then it leads to like a bunch of these rich kids coming through, like purging their. I guess it was the rights that they had to purge, which I guess technically wasn't a bad thing. It was just they were releasing the anger. But yeah,
I mean, it was.
It was.
It's a very bad. It's a very bad thing. Matt.
Well, I'm just saying that in this world of this movie, that these kids,
it's legal and
yes, these kids are legal, but
bad.
it's like their life is not bad. They're rich people. They're going to rich prep schools. Like that guy that had the mask going right up to the camera and said, "Please just let us purge." That guy's just doing it for the fun of it. These people just wanted to kill. And then, which spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen the movie, the ending is by far. I mean, the ending was fantastic, except for how weird it was when they were just like, when the neighborhood decided to turn on the one guy. For some stupid like it was like an up in this is where the upper class part of this comes. I'm not discriminating anybody on their income, by the way. I'm just saying that which was dumb is that like it was just because they were jealous of this family. They were just that's why. But in the other Purge movies there's reasons. Besides the one girl in that, I think it was either the second or I think it was election year, where the girl comes back to the store where the guy's on the roof like, "I want my candy bar." And it's like, of all the things you could have done that night, you go to the store where you got denied a candy bar. Like
I think the whole like I think for me the Purge movies are bad, but with good concepts, and I do agree with you. I think if they just like focus like the movies like as a whole focused like on class and societal structures during the Purge, I think that would have been a little bit better for me.
Yeah,
start out with a lot of movies like that they have these really good concepts, but it's not that they just only scratch on it, and if they went a little bit deeper they could make it a really great movie, and that's in our opinion.
And that's where I wish they would have started out with a lower class part of this, so you knew how they survived during that night, because you watch all the other movies, they're running through the streets, they're trying to hide, go into different buildings, going into council rooms. It's like, what more? Like I wish I would have seen that in the first movie. The second or the first.
The first movie was kind of, it seemed to me like it was kind of a lower budget sleeper hit, right?
It was a start. First of all, no one predicted that this movie was going to just surpass whatever it had on.
Right. And it's got like 4 movies and a TV show?
Yeah,
the show. I heard the show was pretty bad. I mean, I've heard from people. I have one of my friends is watching. He said he did not like it at all. And it's just kind of hard to grasp. And it's almost like it's like waiting for something to happen, I guess. It's like, when is this gonna happen? Is this not happening or whatever? But that's just my point on that movie, just because I like the idea of the movie. I like how they kind of made it like a future thing where it's like, hey, this is how America is now. Let's go ahead and have a 12-hour purge night. But I wish the first movie would have been about a lower class society that actually struggled through this entire thing, not a high up class family that literally has a struggle with their security system and then gets murdered because their neighbors were jealous.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. Oh, is it my turn? Do I get to share with the class?
Yeah,
okay.
Share with the class. Come on, Jimmy. Come on.
This is one we actually watched. Keith and I just watched this recently because she's a big Wonder Woman fan. It's Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
Have either of you guys seen it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, here's how it goes. Spoiler to anyone who hasn't. It's Wonder Woman. It takes place in 1984. Pedro Pascal plays like a sort of like a failing TV personality, con man, businessman type guy, and he uses this wishing rock to make himself the wishing rock. So he has the ability. People touch him and make a wish, and then their wish is granted, but then he takes something from them. And so basically, as the plot goes on, he'll he grants a wish he'll grant wishes to people, but it'll cause ripple effects. Basically what he wants to do is his company's an oil company, so he goes to like an oil baron in the Middle East, or an oil sheik in the Middle East, and he uses his wish. He grants the sheik's wish to have his lands returned to him, and he takes all of his oil, and it causes a giant wall to appear in Egypt where this sheik is, and so these wishes, this wish especially causes oil instability and cultural instability and basically war right away. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. Now, this movie's not terrible. It's got a 59% Rotten Tomatoes.
It's just not great.
It's just not great, yeah. And I thought it was, and like Jared said, I think that this is a really great concept because in this one, Wonder Woman is fighting more of an ideology than like a Hulk or a monster or something. She's not. She's fighting the. I thought it would be really great to encompass the greed aspect of the 80s. You know, the 80s was the me generation era.
Yeah.
It's like I want, it was all about what people wanted and like becoming successful. It's like she gets to fight that concept rather than just a villain.
It's basically like a different type of like scenario in any other compared to other horror
exactly.
hero films at this point.
Exactly, and that's why I actually liked watching it. Plus, Gal Gadot is 1,000% gorgeous. Like,
yeah. So, who's the actress that played the cheetah?
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig was really good in that.
Yeah,
I thought she was a very convincing villain. I didn't like how they set her up.
Yeah,
that was kind of stupid.
Yeah, that was the way that's another good concept. They had a good concept, good actress, just great actress. Yeah, and I found myself like, so Chris Pine was in this.
Oh yeah,
Chris Pine.
He was in the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
and so, Chris Pine, as we all know, is a hunky dime piece. Like he's a solid 10.
Guess what kind of Christmas tree I have?
A Chris Pine.
A
Chris
Pine.
Yeah.
A Chris Pine.
That vine, just with the
that vine's gold.
Zooms.
It's gold. It's 100% gold, dude.
Comedy gold. Sorry, Jimmy, continue.
What was I saying? Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
So Chris Pine is a very handsome fellow. Mm-hmm. We were watching scenes with him and Gal, and I found myself saying, I don't think he's handsome enough for Gal Gadot. Like that's how like distractingly pretty this woman is.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't have any bad angles. So I mean, and she is an incredibly good actress. Like I'm excited to see her in other roles, but she nails Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Also, the thing I didn't like about Wonder Woman 1984 is Chris Pine comes back by like inhabiting this other guy's body, and they basically don't bring it up.
DC has a little bit of an issue with consent. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't I don't understand like out of everything that they could have done, why didn't they just bring him back and not do this whole body switcheroo?
So basically, what's her name? Patty Jenkins said they were trying to play off the body swap trope from like 80s movies, but that honestly did not do it any favors. I just found out that that character was credited as Handsome Man. Like they didn't even give that character a name.
Really?
Yeah.
The poor guy.
I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's a bit problematic because of that, to say the least. But to round things off, Wonder Woman 1984. I really was interested in the concept of Wonder Woman's fighting the 80s and what happens when like this 80s greed concept actually gets fulfilled by everybody, because like it shows people's their wishes coming true, and it's having huge consequences not only for people around them but around the world, and it basically almost leads to the end of the world when everyone gets what they want. And I like that, but they just didn't quite stick the landing.
I kind of also liked how they the Middle East, like showing how like even in the Middle East, like ripple effects geopolitically can like happen so easily when you just start splitting things up.
Right.
Kinda, just willy nilly like that. I kind of did like that. That they kind of showcase that, but yeah, just I don't.
So they kind of brought more of a realistic type of lifestyle to this movie compared to like Marvel movies or something like that.
Well, yes and no, because it was a very escapist, very kind of colorful depiction of the 80s. Mm-hmm. It was a little cartoonish at some points too. Yeah. Which again, this is something I'm actually liking about the DC extended universe versus the Marvel universe. So DC, after like Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad didn't do fantastic, they decided to it seems like they've decided to kind of step back and not be as hands-on when it comes to these movies. And case in point is Suicide Squad, where they basically gave James Gunn carte blanche, do whatever you want with this movie. And
I heard that's really good.
It's 97% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Maybe 98%.
Well,
So-
it has to bring in money, and it has to
exactly.
you
And
know,
Aquaman brought in more money than
God.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they so I think that's kind of what I'm liking about the DC extended universe right now. They seem to have learned their lesson. They're like,
Yeah.
we're going in a different direction. We're not going to make this a strictly connected universe. We're going to let the directors tell their story and
Go from there.
yeah, like comic books, which have been going on for so long and are so many different artists. You can have a comic book that's very dissimilar in tone and very dissimilar in artwork, but it's still considered the same canon universe.
And maybe they could just connect it through like newspaper articles and TV stuff.
Mhm.
I just want to go on a quick tangent. That
Sure.
What you brought up was like the look of Wonder Woman 1984. I think DC has kind of nailed the how comic book movies should look, especially in Aquaman and Wonder Woman, 1984. Every single frame of those movies are perfect as far as color, contrast, everything.
That's true.
Whereas Marvel movies, I think they're a little bit better overall rounded movies. But however, it's kind of like, it's just one bland city set piece to the next bland city set piece. They don't really do that very well. Everything's kind of like blended in a lot better, which is if you like that, it's fine. I mean, it's easier to get involved, put yourself into the movie.
That's the magic of editing too, though. I mean, like you get a good amount of people. I say the longer it takes for somebody to get a movie to come out, due to the editing and the process of just getting it all finished, I think that's what makes a movie great. Because
sometimes that is the death wish too, though.
Yeah,
it can be a death wish.
Look at the Snyder Cut. It took 5 years and an entire internet movement to get that one released.
And everyone's like, it's such a much better movie. I was like, it is. I would say about 10% better than the original one, and it's 4 fucking hours long. You can't look me in the eyes and say, I'm going to sit through Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, yeah.
And say that's better.
I mean, honestly, if I got the choice between sitting down and watching Lawrence of Arabia and the Justice League Snyder Cut, I'm going to take the Justice League Snyder
First of all,
Cut.
if you're going to spend 4 hours doing anything, you're watching Lord of the Rings.
Fair.
Okay?
Well,
if you're watching a cut.
You can watch a Lord of the Rings and maybe like 30 minutes of the next one.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're sitting down watching a 4-hour movie, you're watching Lord of the Rings. That's all I'm going to say. Fuck off.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
But I have another one.
Okay.
Go
for it.
That I thought was a huge letdown for me personally. Jurassic World and Jurassic World number 2, Fallen Kingdom.
Gross.
Do not say it.
Yep. Everything about these movies were, I feel like,
kind of cheesy.
It's really hard. It's cheesy, but not in a good way.
I'm gonna say plastic.
Plastic, exactly.
Yeah, it's very plastic.
I was excited for this, like seeing John Hammond's dream come true, and some people had issues with like the classic Jurassic Park theme playing with the view of the park instead of view of dinosaurs. I didn't mind that because that's the point. This is what you're here for, the movie. You're not here for the dinosaurs. You're here for the park.
I'm there for the dinosaurs.
The world, yeah, the world is there for the dinosaurs, but you're here to see John Hammond's vision come true this time. There's no wild dinosaurs.
That is true.
There's no Dr. Grant getting stranded on another island. This is the park. It's supposed to work that way.
Dr. Grant's the dude in Jurassic Park 3. It only took a check. He's like, there's no thing on Earth that can get me to that island. I can run any number on this check right now. He's like.
To be fair, the original agreement was that he was not going to be on that island. He was going to be above the island.
Yeah, they really screwed him on that one, Mr. Herbie.
And he's like, there is no Kirby Enterprises, is there?
Kirby has 100 plus. Plus is for bathroom fixtures and that
is probably the best.
We love that movie more than we're willing to admit.
I love that movie. You guys have problem with one scene.
I
and
don't
then
have a problem with it.
that-
I think it's really interesting because it just all makes sense. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Just-
Never mind.
I-
So I thought it was going to be like one of these things, and then as the movie was going, I thought it was going to be like this big thing about like how capitalism it just eventually just exploits the shit out of everything and just eventually destroys it. Because through genetic modification, they not even regular dinosaurs can bring in because the island itself. Think about it. Even if you pack that full of tourists, you still have to import all your food, everything,
oh yeah.
constantly. So that's not the moneymaker. So they try to create something that is probably not even needed because no matter what, you won't turn a profit on that island. And creating something absolutely horrible that nobody asked for, but they just didn't lean into that. Instead, we got motorcycles and rafters.
He's riding a street bike through the jungle.
Also,
through the jungle.
Also, the movie kind of teaches that that they were so fascinated about the science and about bringing in money, but they didn't think about the lesson in the first incidences with life finds a way.
They were so obsessed. If they could, they didn't stop and ask if they should.
Remember the scene in Jurassic? Remember the scene in the first Jurassic World where what's his face, the guy who owns the park?
John Hammond.
No, the corporate mogul, the guy.
Simon Monroe.
The guy in the helicopter.
Yeah, so he's talking with Dr. Wu, and Dr. Wu is like, you wanted me to make these things. Like, if you wanted me to make this successful, if I would make them realistic, they'd look a lot different. And
you asked for more teeth. You didn't ask for realistic. You asked for more teeth.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I really that was the most compelling part of that entire movie. I wish they'd expanded upon that.
Here's the thing, though, is that you see that he was behind a lot of this, this whole conspiracy with the Raptors and stuff like that, and also the what was the name of the one that was the mixture?
Dominus Rex.
The Dominus Rex. So I feel see that movie, I know that they were trying to revamp, trying to bring back the whole Jurassic Park lifestyle. Because don't get me wrong, I grew up watching those movies. I loved them. Even when Jurassic Park 3 came out, I went and saw it in theaters, loved it, and came home and
Same.
I had literally a whole tub of dinosaurs, dude. I'm telling you, I had a tub of dinosaur toys. But
that's where it was at.
Jurassic
we grew
World,
up in the
though,
90s. It was
Jurassic World was just to me, it was just a revamp to try to to kind of wake up that fandom. Hey, guess what? Hey, we're still here. We're still here. But here they're doing the same thing again.
It's bad recycling, especially of nostalgia. It's just not good.
Yeah, it was all the things there was so much filmmaking wise and story wise and character wise that made the original Jurassic Parks compelling, and especially the first one, and accessible. And this one, it really just felt like a merchandising cash grab, which it's probably been majorly successful. So you got
a new young generation coming into a dinosaur world, and kids love dinosaurs.
The thing is, I want to say one thing: Claire should have been the bad guy. You should have gotten rid of the whole let's make it military aspect. Claire should have just been the bad guy. Yeah, make the antagonist.
Give it the mad scientist.
Angle. John Woo's the mad scientist. Claire is the corporate overlord.
Right.
But the thing is, people will keep saying, "Well, this is the Jurassic Park for the new generation." Blah blah blah. But the thing is, we have streaming 24/7. The old Jurassic Parks would do just as good as the new ones. The CGI in the first Jurassic Park still holds up. The characters are super engaging, and the whole movie is just super fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun than Fallen Kingdom. I'll give you that.
All right. Two questions. First of all, are they still coming out with a third one?
Yep, the third one, Jurassic World Domination.
Okay, second question. Jared, correct me if I'm wrong, but is the Netflix kids series actually a bop?
Oh my god. Slaps like a motherfucker.
What's its name again?
Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, or no, Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah, Camp Cretaceous.
Right. Yeah.
People die, and there is. I'm not gonna spoil it or anything, but there is a scene with some hunters, and the kid is investigating their camp, and he lifts a sheet, and there's the decapitated head of a Sinoceratops. And it's you don't see all of it. You just see the beak and the horn, and the scene just works so well.
like in that's interesting
Yeah.
because in trying to make it more kid friendly, they don't show as much, and in trying to make it more kid friendly, they make it actually more scary than if they showed you.
But that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
thing, though, is
absolutely.
you can't make it kid friendly when it's nature. Like, I'm sorry, but
Plus,
like a
it's
dinosaur like thing, you're gonna make these for kids. It's like, all right, oh,
Yeah.
no gore, no death. It's like, then what? These dinosaurs, like the carnivores, what are they gonna fucking do?
All the best kids TV shows and movies have mature content. It's not like, people having sex or, things like that, but it shows kids that there is a darker side to life and it's not all fairy tales. Look at Land Before Time.
I think
Oh
more
God, yeah.
more importantly, it doesn't treat
Treat the kids audience like they're idiots.
yeah, it doesn't look down on the audience. They're able to present these things in a way that kids understand it, but
Yeah.
not in a way that makes like dumbs it down.
Yeah.
Or they're able to present this in a way that's safe and it's allow kids to explore these things, but not dumbing it down for them. That's what's really I think that's a kind of a tricky tightrope to walk.
It really is. Right. I will give props to every kids show. Writing for kids is very difficult because you just don't put shapes and colors up and say it's good.
Tell that's at Teletubbies.
No, that was actually they did studies on that. It was made specifically for an age group to increase their learning capacity through colors.
Huh.
Yes, and simple noises. It's just if you're watching it as a 10-year-old, it's not going to do anything for you. But if you're a toddler,
What if you're watching it as a 27-year-old?
or a 25-year-old, I still.
So okay,
I've always wanted to try pancakes. I just want to throw that out there. I feel really bad about it, but it's just stuck in my mind.
We
I
need to
think-
find one place that has them.
What if there's a cafe?
Dude, if Tubby Custard exists in this universe, I want to try it because it looks delicious.
Oh yeah, when the thing goes out.
Tubby Custard.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
in it?
It's
Also,
people.
uh,
Tubby Custard is people.
But Matthew, I talked. All my stuff is just about shitting on capitalism. This entire time,
Well,
it's just a list.
well, Jared, to kind of compare that movie,
Yeah.
I was also a shark person. So like,
you were a shark boy.
You're a shark boy. I was
I'm a shark.
I was your shark boy.
I was your
Do your
shark
lava
boy.
girl.
uh,
I got too close,
oh
and I
my
got
God.
burned. I should have gone to the Ice Princess,
I was-
but her father, Dr. Electric, didn't want me because he saw my dream journal.
Is that what that movie's about?
It's exactly
Basically,
what it's about.
he just gave you the concept of the movie. But what I was
Oh.
talking about was have you guys ever seen the movie Deep Blue Sea?
Yes.
That's with Jessica Alba, right?
No, that's
No,
with,
it's with Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. Well, our first course of action is seal this damn hole.
It's like
Does Deep Blue Sea involve the shark mutant?
no,
it's
three.
the kind of.
It's three mako sharks that they do experiments on their brain, basically to help make
Oh.
them smarter. But
Right.
the doctor, like, you know how you're like when Jared mentioned that the antagonist would have been Claire. That's what kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of the doctor that was in Deep Blue Sea, who was trying to make these sharks smarter, and throughout the entire movie, all the way to the end, was like, no, we got to protect these animals, and so we can't kill them. And even though they were killing humans left and right, and these sharks were thinking, they knew what they were doing. This girl at the end goes, it's funny, the dumbest line, she goes, we got to kill her. And then the one dude goes, well, that's the smartest thing you've said all day. It's like this girl, like this doctor was
Who
like,
wrote this?
yeah, see, that was one, but that's not my movie I picked, by the way. I just wanted to
Okay,
compare
okay,
that. But now here's my movie,
Okay.
though. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The last Saw movie, Jigsaw.
I have not seen it.
Okay.
I'm not going to see it, so you could just spoil
Okay.
it for me.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
I-
Spoiler alert.
So, all right, ballpark. How many people get their limbs sawed off?
In that one, well, it all depends. I guess.
I love how nuanced the answer is to that question.
Well, I'm trying to think of the scenes because there's so many different scenes, but okay.
There's so many different limb sawing scenes. I can't even.
Do you not
answer
like
that.
seeing
I gotta say
that?
one thing. I want to say one thing. I did see the trailer, and I saw that Chris Rock gets a new partner, and for some reason, I just went, "It's him."
That's a different
He's-
movie. That's a different movie.
So
that's
The Chris Rock Jigsaw.
that movie is called Spiral. That's a Saw story. That's a new one coming out. That's
Okay.
All right.
This is the one that came out a few years back. This is
All
called
right,
just
tell- tell-
Jigsaw.
All right, give us your pitch, but then remind me to tell you guys a Saw story. Okay.
All right. Well, what happens now in this movie? You know, this kind of like takes place way after all the Jigsaw killings, but also a part of it is taking place way before the Jigsaw killings, like way before. So it was going back and forth.
Okay.
So basically, these people are investigating another Jigsaw case, and they're like, "Wait a minute, Jigsaw's dead. How is this possible?" So all of a sudden, while that's taking place, there's a game already happening with like 5 or 6 business people that have done something wrong. And so basically, it's all life lessons. That's how Jigsaw works. It's all life lessons.
You
Like,
couldn't have just watched Dragon Tales.
oh my fucking god. But anyway, do not throw me off fucking topic. Okay,
Jigsaw with millennials. Do this or you die. All right. Let's just sit here then.
No, it's basically like, okay, so the thing is that the end of the movie basically explains that game of the 5 people that were, how many there were, that were stuck in that game took place before the Jigsaw killings, when Jigsaw became a notorious Jigsaw killer. It was at the end of the movie, this one dude who's like a doctor, he like reveals to be the one who was behind the new killings, and come to find the only reason he's like that is because he mixed up John Kramer's x-rays. John Kramer is the Jigsaw guy, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
So he was dying of cancer throughout the entire like series. Everybody knew about him having a brain tumor. So when that part came up, the nurse felt so bad that he mixed the x-rays up. By doing so, he redeems himself by learning his ways of setting up rigs and engineering and doing the torture stuff. And it was just so stupid because it's like all this dude did was mix up x-rays, and it's like, how can I repay? It was a simple mistake. I don't know what I did. It's like, you mixed up a man's fatal tumor x-ray and he gets let off free, no problem. But everybody else in these movies die. So it's like, what the hell were you thinking making this movie? Saying, oh yeah, well, you know, that game took place 10 years ago, but here's what, I'm the one who's taking over. Game over.
Huh.
So how does he go from? Yeah, that's rather a leap in logic to be like, okay, I'm going to mix these X-rays up, and that was bad, and I shouldn't have done that. To I'm going to now learn electrical mechanical engineering to create super complex torture devices.
It's because he got put in into a torture situation from Jigsaw, and you know, Jigsaw explained that, you know, he was a simple man who made a simple mistake, but the mistake was pretty big in my book. And the thing is that, like, you know, I guess it makes sense in a way, but at the same time, it's like, why would that be the whole thing? Why is that the whole reason why this entire thing happened? It's like,
yeah,
it makes no sense why you'd bring him under your wing to start learning engineering and creating these torture devices. Because at the end, the guy has this collar on that has lasers that shoot up, and then it's between him and a cop, and then all of a sudden the lasers go onto the cop and literally just cut him like a pie. And so his whole face
that is advanced,
falls
like
apart.
fiber optics and stuff. So
now he's, not to give people too much of a window into my personal life, but I used to work for a company that did R&D for laser technology. Like, what the F? There's never been anything. No, just not.
After this show, after we get off the show, can I show you the clip of that ending?
No.
Why?
I don't want that in my brain space.
So
Are you
in
kidding?
this fictional world of the U.S.,
They're 27 years old.
Looking for a guy creating torture devices, but at no point in time had they ever checked a hardware store that sold 10,000 saw blades and nails to a guy with cancer.
Oh my god.
Are you serious? If that guy did it, if someone did that in this world, we'd get him like this because of receipts.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. So, all right. So here's my Saw story. So we go out of the movie theater where, like, this was with our mom and dad. This was many years ago, and like Saw, I don't know, 17 was out, and so my dad likes to movie hop. I'm ratting him out right now, but like
Back in the day when theaters were still a thing.
yeah, so
Right.
so
Theater,
like
if anyone didn't know, theater hopping is where you like go into the theater, see your movie, and then you just go, then you exit your theater and just go into another one.
like it happened like if we saw a particularly heinously shitty movie, then yeah, it's justified. But anyway, so he just likes to he would just like to like go and sample some movies on the way out, like not like actually go and watch them. He's like, "Hey, Saw 4, what's that about?" I said, "It's about people getting dismembered with circular saws." I was like, "You're not gonna like it." He's like, "I'm gonna go see it anyway." And so he goes in. We wait for like 30 seconds. He comes back out. I was like, "Was someone getting dismembered with a circular saw?" He says, "Yeah." We walk away. He's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought."
Yeah.
The story
my Saw
about it's
story-
amazing.
My Saw story is, you guys remember lock-ins?
Yeah,
So back in the day, lock-ins were these things for our high school where we would do like a 24-hour, like try to stay up with a bunch of kids. It was basically a thing like saying, "Hey, you can have fun without drugs and alcohol and sex," and we said, "No, we can't." And we just stayed up for 24 hours, realizing that that was not true.
You
So
guys stayed in
basically,
school for
they
24 hours, basically.
they were like, stay up for 24 hours to not do drugs, and we'd all come out addicted to caffeine from
Yeah.
trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
And so they would like at a certain point in the night they would have a movie room where they would play movies and stuff. And one of the movies that they would play is like Saw and like like basically like what a teenager would want to watch. Just
They
the
did not. They
stupidest
did
shit.
not show Saw at
They
Lock.
did use.
They
They showed
They
Saw.
showed Saw.
Yep. Then my sister, was describing one of the lock-ins, and she said, we were seeing Saw, and then my mom, being a white middle-class woman, she complained to the school board, and the next time we did not have Saw.
I don't know. Was it she who complained?
She was the one that complained.
You guys
yeah,
read
we're the
yourselves
worst.
out too.
Yeah, we're really throwing our parents under the bus
Yeah,
right
we
now.
really are right now. But the story doesn't end there. Instead, when I went to my lock-in and went to the movie room, the following or the second year or something, they were playing Pee-wee's Playhouse instead, which I would say is objectively scarier and more scarring than anything Saw could have shown me.
By the
I had
way-
to watch a talking chair, and I'm going to tell you something. People sit on that chair, and it's aroused.
By the way, this they started showing it at about like 3:34 in the morning. So
Yeah.
like I was like delirious already, and watching Pee-wee's Playhouse like going in and out of consciousness was a trip. All right, back to the subject at hand. Guys. All right.
We went on a tangent there.
Okay, so I guess I can say another one.
Yes.
Okay, so this one is less about the story and stuff and more about the technical aspects of it.
Okay.
It is the 2001 Planet of the Apes, directed by Tim Burton.
Okay.
So, Matt, have you seen this? What?
You haven't seen it
No,
Do
I haven't seen any.
yourself
I have not
that.
seen any of the Planet of the Apes.
because you spend so much of your freaking life watching One Piece.
Exactly. There's a
do
lot.
yours-
There's 20 years worth of stuff to
Dude.
watch, dude.
Dude, if you see if you see no other movie involving special effects, see this one because the prosthetics and makeup are immaculate.
It is
There is-
honestly pretty good. It's really good.
There is no I can like to this day I can think of no other movie that has better like close-up prosthesis except for maybe Lord of the Rings with the orcs. Cuz
Oh,
Lord of the
yeah,
Rings and the
true.
Orcs are the bar you should always go for. But these ones were immaculate.
yeah, I think it was Rick Baker who did it. I'm going to look it up right now cuz I want to be correct on this. So basically what and this movie did not do well. I think that first of all, let's take a look at what it's got in Rotten Tomatoes.
I think it did. Before we see it, I think it did well at the box office. It just didn't, as far as the actual people reviewing it, didn't do well whatsoever.
Right, exactly. And
You didn't put 2001.
oh yeah, let's take a look at who did the makeup first.
It's not makeup. It would be
So it was who did the makeup for Planet of the Apes? Rick Baker. Yeah, Rick Baker did it. It was nominated for 2 BAFTA awards. So these prosthesis and these effects are, I think, the best I've ever seen to this day in movies. Like they were able to like flex and like work with people's faces so well.
show emotion.
you look at these, like there are tons of close-ups. You cannot tell that these people are not like ape people. And Tim Roth's performance as General Thade is second to none. I think
Tim Roth.
it was General Thade is one of my favorite villains to date, and Michael Clark Duncan as Atar the gorilla. Like when they look, they like do close up of their fur, and I was like, that looks like so real. Like you can like, I feel like I want to reach out and touch it. Like that's how real these prosthesis was.
And honestly, the beginning of it, where he's on the 8th planet, it says, "Get your hands off me, you damn dirty human." I was like, "Oh, that he said the thing."
Yeah. So it got a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't outrageously bad. I think that one of the major problems was it did rely on a lot of callbacks to the original movie, and a lot of people were comparing it to the original movie, and it had a really confusing, really strange twist at the end, and I think a lot of people ended up on that, and it turned a lot of people off.
Yeah.
But the effects, the set building, the world building was out of this world.
Yeah.
And like Jared said, good concept wasn't executed correctly.
I really liked the city that they made.
Yes, the city of Darrakin. I've been looking up this stuff. Like they have a whole backstory. Basically, Tim Burton was like, okay, how is this ape world going to look with every single detail? Say what you will about Tim Burton. He is meticulous when it comes to detail, and he really knows how to make a movie like that.
His art's just phenomenal.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is. I don't like a lot of his movies because of like the way because of the art direction he goes for. I understand why it's good, and I get that, but he knows his art very well.
Yeah,
he gets it down.
Exactly.
The thing I didn't like about that movie is I'm comparing it to the original because you did see a dichotomy and a different like social classes between the apes. Like even though they are separated from humans, you see that the different races of apedom are separate. You know, it's kind. I kind of like that, and I wish they kind of went along with that direction because you do see that the chimpanzees in the 2001 are part of the higher class.
Right. Well, the original Planet of the Apes was a scathing commentary on society. The 2001 Planet of the Apes was more of just an action adventure movie.
Although I would like to see Planet of the Apes medieval.
Yes,
that would probably be baller.
I mean, this one was it was a little bit more Roman than medieval, but I digress. All right, Jared, before I go into my multiverse matchup, is there one more movie that you have?
Yeah, I got a series actually.
Okay, let's hear it.
Are you ready for this?
Is it Game of Thrones?
No,
season,
are you kidding?
The last season,
no.
Yeah.
You bite your tongue. You don't even know.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
I was there when King's Landing fell.
Don't speak to me.
Where were the Lord of the Rings fans when Daenerys Targaryen went mad? Where were they when King Bran was around? Where were they when there will be no getting the Lord of the Rings fans. We are on our own. All right, so it's The Man in the High Castle from Amazon.
Right.
Yeah,
alternate history show.
It's an alternate history show where Nazi Germany won World War II, and half of America is occupied by the New Reich, and the West Coast is occupied by the Japanese Empire.
Well, shit.
Really good concept. It's actually a really cool introduction to alternate history, which is an interesting fan fiction.
I love alternate history.
Alternate history. Really good written form. Does get a little white supremacist at some points. Arthur, so be careful. Yeah.
What do you expect? It's a Nazi jerk. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a little white supremacist.
Yeah, a little white supremacist.
Oh my god.
Just a sprinkled in there.
Sprinkled in there like some Old Bay. Yeah.
So, The Man in the High Castle is a really good, interesting concept. The world building is excellent. I am a sucker for anything that has like 1950s aesthetics. I'm all for it. And it's really good. The characters are actually very interesting, but it is so goddamn boring. There is hours and episodes where there just is nothing happening. It takes a really interesting concept and it just stretches it out so much that you'd have to step back and get the whole gist of it in order to be entertained by it, essentially. Watching it episode by episode, especially after the first season, there are like some boring episodes of the first season, and like you gotta expect that. right?
Mhm.
Then after that, it's just one slog after another slog and another slog. And I did read the books of the Man in the High Castle. I did like them. I don't. Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Sure, go ahead.
It's a dimensional thing. It's a parallel timeline thing, and that's the whole point. I hate that shit. I hate it.
It kind of
Just-
reminds
just-
me of
It seems like it writes it off a bit.
it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of that Scream show that they did on MTV a couple years back, when it was like 2 seasons of this like.
Mhm.
It was supposed to like basically replace the Ghostface deal, but it really didn't. It was just like deformed kid died or whatever, and it's like haunting these people. It's like, oh, we got to kill her, and it's like
Isn't that Jason's
Yeah, that's just Jason's.
what?
backstory? Isn't that just Jason's backstory?
No.
Yeah, that is Jason's backstory.
Well,
He
I'm just
died,
saying,
and now
but this show was not about that. It was
Yeah.
about
Okay,
it was about
okay.
it's basically supposed to be Ghostface. But
Yeah.
the whole show like literally took so long to get to the point where it was like, all right, when is something going to happen? Like the first season probably took, I want to say 5 episodes before we even got to see like things actually start to actually go to shit.
yeah,
Like that's what I mean. Like that show probably did the same thing.
probably. But like in the Man in the High Castle, so basically it's if I would watch like the first season and then that's it. It's really good. It's really poignant. There's this. I think the best thing in this entire show is like this guy is the spy for the the Reich and the Nazis, and he's going through like the country and everything, and he has a flat tire, and he's stopped by this cop, and he's like, they're talking and being very cordial, and it's kind of tense because he doesn't want to get found out. And they start seeing like snow come down. He's like, "What is that?" And the cop says, "Oh, that's just the hospital." And he goes into a spiel, and it's really poignant and really powerful, just because of how this guy is just like nonchalant about it. But they don't run with that theme, It's
Sometimes it seems like these movies that we're talking about don't seem to have enough
confidence.
Confidence in their concepts.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not even the directors. Sometimes studios and or writers step in, etc. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think it really comes down to they have these good concepts, but they just don't follow them out. Maybe in the interests of making the story flow better, maybe
Or
in the
time.
interests of time, or just making it more entertaining.
Well, that's what that's what I've been saying. Like, instead of making like TV shows or movies, make a miniseries. Because I think for the Man in the High Tower, especially, they had too much time to fill. The books are good because you're in somebody's head and you could fill it in with your information. But when you're watching stuff, you just get bored as shit the entire time. I think we should do that more instead of like TV series and just movies. Let's do miniseries. 10 episodes, 6 episodes of each an hour apiece. Just blow us out of the water.
Just do as the British do.
Yeah, do as the British do. Six episodes in a movie.
Six episodes and another episode that's movie length.
Matt, what is your last bad with the good?
Well, I was gonna say the last season of Game of Thrones, but yeah.
Really?
I mean,
There's so much
But
you
that's
could have
a-
done, dude. It had a good. What?
that was kind of like a we're saying good concept, bad execution. That was kind of bad concept, bad execution.
Well, I'm just saying,
So-
but the idea of having the big battle for the White Walker was a great idea, but it wasn't executed right. He died very easily.
Yeah.
That was it, and that's where I'm going with that, and also the whole idea of burning down the entire city. That was
All right.
so stupid too.
Yeah.
But that's just
I
me.
thought Daenerys going mad and burning down King's Landing was like the natural conclusion. How they went about it was bad.
All right, fair.
What I would have done for the White Walkers is they kill the Night King, but the other White Walkers are still alive.
Yeah.
They just can't do any. They can't control the dead. The dead are just standing there. They're
They don't know what to do basically, so it's like their power's
Yeah.
probably not as strong. It's like it's like cutting the head off the snake. Once he was dead, it was like, first of all, if he knew that was the case, why would he go himself into that castle or in that kingdom to do that? Like, why would he do that? I don't know.
Yeah, there was just so many. Yeah, they should have at least done another season, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Or
All right. Well, since we're all through all that, I'm gonna finish things out with my multiverse matchup.
Oh my god. He has
I got
a
some-
song for it.
Your theme songs suck.
I'm gonna get like a
He needs a
keyboard
sound
so I can get
box. Yeah,
Yeah,
he needs a
sound
sound
box, yeah.
box.
So okay, in honor, so you guys know what the multiverse matchup is. It's a fight between two characters. The only rule is they cannot be from the same universe.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you, at some point in the multiverse matchups, would you do armies and or entire factions?
I think I would. I think I would.
Okay.
So we have two characters. We run it through the very complex algorithm machine that is my brain and my opinions, and it comes out the other side. But I want to see what you guys think. Okay, in honor of my using the Planet of the Apes 2001 movie, my matchup is General Thade, the leader of the ape armies from the 2001 movie, versus the Yautja, aka the Predator from Predator.
I'm gonna go last.
Here's all right.
I already
here's-
have lots to say.
All right, here's the setup. Matt, since you haven't seen the movie, I'm going to set it up for you. Okay,
All right.
takes place in a jungle, just nondescript jungle. They got thousands of miles of jungle to work with. General Thade is a humanoid ape. He's probably like 5'6", I want to say.
He's about as tall as your average human.
Yeah, taller as your average human. Now, these apes are stronger than the average human. He's able to easily throw off 3 guys trying to restrain him. He's incredibly agile, able to leap 15, maybe 20 feet in the air. He's a warrior of some repute. He's going to be armed with a 2.5 foot long scimitar, a pair of like blades.
Knucklets.
Knucklets, like blades.
Oh, we got lag.
And a bolt,
Yeah, we got lag on this end. for some
like
reason.
a rope that he uses to catch humans with.
Hold on.
Versus a predator.
He's wearing armor versus a Yar. Significantly able to live on Schwarzenegger with relative ease.
California as a unit of weight.
Like what else? We don't like. What else are you gonna use? Like
About 280 pounds of sinew and Austrian muscle.
a Yautja can lift one Schwarzenegger. So
Not a Schwarzenegger, the Schwarzenegger.
okay, so Matt, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so Yautja, very strong. I'm gonna say that Yautja has the strength advantage. It's probably stronger than
Can
General Thade.
definitely lift at least about 300 pounds.
Yeah, let's say under strain they can lift 600 pounds.
600 pounds is pushing it. I would say 400 pounds is okay. Fine, 600 pounds.
All right, under strain, like they can strenuously lift 600 pounds. They have, I'm gonna say, no shoulder cannon. He has his wrist blades, his invisibility, and his spinning blades, his spinning throwing blades, and his shot bola. And
He doesn't have his laser cannon. What Yautja is not going to go in with a laser cannon?
let's say that it gets damaged in a crash, shall we? Just to make this more even.
Well,
'Cause-
is it one of the berserk?
no, just no.
Just regular.
Yeah, regular Yautja. And forgot to mention. So, as a chimpanzee, General Thade does have enhanced senses, especially smell. And Yautja also has like the heat vision, the mask, and did I miss anything? So Yautja are definitely not as agile as a General Thade, but more agile than humans. They're able to scale trees and buildings pretty easily unaided.
All right, you two are going to go first. I'm going to fucking tear into it because I know what Jimmy's answers is, and I'm going to make him look like a punk bitch.
Matt?
Well, for my opinion, I feel like the Predator would have the ultimate advantage in this, with the fact of advanced technology and the fact that heat signature, and also I think he has a locking mechanism in his abilities to use that laser on
Yeah,
his
in
shoulder.
his mask. Yeah, so
Basically, yeah. So I feel like I just think it's there's a no contest here. I think the advanced technology is going to win it all.
Right. Okay. Jared, this is probably gonna set Jared off, and you. So I'm gonna give this one to General Thade
he's wrong.
because
It's just wrong.
Okay, tell me why.
Go ahead.
Tell me why.
No,
Tell me
James,
why.
go
Tell
ahead.
me how a
Go
medieval
ahead.
monkey can take on a predator.
Right now, I want you to, Matt, put in your timeline, in the sacred timeline, right now, when Jarrett is gonna prove Jimmy's a punk bitch.
Okay, so General Fade may not have the advantage of strength, but he has an extreme advantage with agility and jumping power. And the invisibility is rendered moot by the fact that his senses are so much sharper than a human's, and his strength is strong enough to at least somewhat level the playing field. And he's got slightly more reach with his weapons that I mentioned.
Jimmy,
Oh,
your
by the way-
explanation.
by the way-
Your explanation just cost us a viewer. So good job.
By the way, wait, seriously?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
watching it right here. I have a whole bar right here. It says how many
you're a
viewers.
guy.
Oh,
You're-
okay. I
This-
as long as we've got subscribers, holy shit. Anyway, so
Oh my god.
where was I? Okay, yeah, and so by the way, all these weapons and abilities are stuff that we've seen them do. I'm not embellishing. We've seen General Thade use these weapons. We've seen the Predator use these weapons, etc. I'm not embellishing. Okay, Jarrett, go ahead.
Here we go.
All right.
Let's go.
Ugh. All right.
Explain.
First of all, the Yautja has, in order to become an actual Yautja hunter, they have to kill a xenomorph, which would absolutely destroy General Thade. First of all, and General Thade has never been in a real battle or hunted anybody. The only people he's killed is 2 unarmed and unaware guards from behind and a bunch of Stone Age primitive men. Not big deals. Plus, it is shown in the movies that the General Thade, at any kind of inconvenience, will go into an absolute tirade, and his senses have never seen something that is invisible. So he's not going up against, like, it's not like he's fighting chameleon men every single day. He's fighting against a Yautja. He can sense him, but he can't see him, and he's going to be confused as fuck. And yeah, he has a little bit of reach with a scimitar, but a Yautja has a reach with his arm and his cleavered, wrist blades. Plus, General Thade, again, is a upper class chimpanzee. He has never actually done any frontier fighting.
Monkey.
He has no real combat. Monkey cannot fight whatsoever. He has a little bit of agility, but nothing a predator hasn't taken on before.
Right.
So therefore, and plus he's got alien steel, which is harder than the regular steel that General Thade has, and his armor is practically useless against a predator that will choke a bitch out.
And again,
Okay.
a monkey.
Okay, so I'll just give you guys a little bit back. I'm not gonna ask you to change your minds with
I
this
think the
new
vote's already
revelation, but
in.
here's a little bit of backstory. So on the planet Ashlar, where the apes are from, there are other ape-like countries that border the Empire of Darrican, where Thade is from. So he has fought other ape armies and had done battles.
Is that extended material?
And that extended material, yes. So now
Is that official extended material? Is there a book counterpart or a comic book counterpart?
there's a comic book counterpart. It explains all this stuff.
All right. Well,
And
I
there's
was
actually like dinosaur-like creatures on Ashlar.
I was wondering where they do get their meat too.
So yeah, so that's one of the things why that 2001 movie was maybe not the best. They didn't maybe go it far enough in living in their own world rather than trying to play off of the previous Planet of the Apes. Anyway, so but I'm
It's
still
the Yautja.
I'm still voting General Thade. You know what? I think this one we definitely gotta like put it up to the fans.
Yeah.
No.
If you guys agree with us, please like and comment and let us know.
What are we gonna
That's
say?
it.
What
I'm
majority
because
rule?
one else
Who's
is gonna
winning?
say General Thade.
I'm gonna put this up on all of the social media. Like I don't care if we only get like 3 votes.
You know,
But
you know what the vote is right now.
We are gonna what?
You know what the vote is right now? All right.
What?
All right. Okay. Everybody, raise your hand for Predator. Raise your hand for the monkey.
That's 2 hands.
All right, it's but for
Boom.
one person.
Predator. There he is. He's gonna be right in the
So-
middle of the
I
screen now,
love
over
democracy.
Jimmy's face. He's gonna be on Jimmy's face now. Now the Predator's just gonna be there on Jimmy's face.
Okay. Here's a new vote. Who here thinks that in spite of this vote, General Thade is one of the best villains ever put to screen ever? Jarrett.
He's I don't actually think he's even the best ape.
I'll go.
Villain.
I think the Thanksgiving turkey would be a better villain.
Well, all right. Matt is banned from voting on this.
It's
type
not
of
even.
thing
He's
anymore.
not even the best like humanoid like animal hybrid.
Predator.
God, Matt.
Just saying.
First of all, you can't even beat like the predator theme like that. Those like small drums when the predator's near. You can't even beat that.
Oh, second. Well, hey, here's a question. Here's the thing, though. Like,
What?
predators are supposed to be like the deadliest hunters in the galaxy. They're like 0-5 against humans.
First of all, in the first Predator, he killed like 6 or 7 people before he got blowed up.
Against an unarmed human.
Against an unarmed human, they're all armed.
So, all right. Anyway,
And Predator 2, that dude's just having a friggin' joyride.
All right,
And
hold
yeah,
on.
he gets his arm cut off, and he gets the
Jared.
shit kicked out of him.
Jared, it's okay. I'm gonna put the monkey right above Jimmy's face so that now he knows for
Monkey.
sure. The monkey wins. There you go.
you guys. Well, you guys.
General Thade's army was vested by Stone Age dudes in a single explosion.
So you guys are both chumps because he's not a monkey. He's an ape.
All I saw was a monkey talking. That's all.
Well,
Okay.
I still think that Tim Roth should have gotten a statue for that role.
He did get a statue. The Abraham Lincoln statue.
That's true. Abraham Lincoln.
Wow.
That's,
no more puns on this show.
Watch that movie, man. Watch it.
It's actually it's not that bad. It's just it's
Wow.
it's
Wow.
definitely a
Oh.
definitely a it's a bad
Jesus,
movie.
Jared, are you okay? You sound like you're trying to start up a lawnmower.
I'm
just
having
now.
a heart attack.
Jared,
I still can't get over like
it.
I can't get over the stupidity that it was glossed over my awesome argument that I just threw
Okay.
out there.
Matt,
I believe it.
definitely watch the 2001 Planet of the Apes, if nothing else, to get a look at what awesome
I'll let
prosthetic
you.
makeup
Okay,
looks
I'll
like.
watch it. And
And
if
Avatar: The
it's,
Last Airbender. How come you haven't done that yet?
Please, no, don't watch the Last Airbender movie. Watch the Avatar: The Last Airbender show.
And then watch the movie.
I'm
Yeah.
first of all, I have a lot on my list, man. I got
Yeah,
a big list of things.
You do.
The Rise of the Shield Hero second season's got delayed by like I don't know how many freaking months. So I'm waiting on that
Yeah.
to come out. That's a great freaking anime. So oh god. Okay. Yeah. No,
Demon Slayer season 2 is going to come out soon.
Hell yeah!
wait.
The movie's so
Do you
good.
see the movie?
The movie's so
You see the
good.
movie?
I did a
Oh.
show on it. We had a show and I presented the whole information to.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right,
yeah.
Let's.
Yeah,
we're running
and-
up on time,
yeah,
so let's.
But let's run this out with some epic Disney news. You ready for this?
All right.
All
Oh,
right.
Drama.
So, as we know, Black Widow came out
Yep.
to mixed and meh reviews. If it was a good, if not lackluster, another entry into the Marvel canon, you know. But what's going on is Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney right now.
Whew.
Yeah.
Whew.
So what happened was that Disney's part of the contract for how Scarlett Johansson was going to be paid is that she would get a certain percentage of the box office revenue when it was released. But since the movie was pushed back by a little over a year, a little under a year, so because of COVID, they released it in theaters and on Disney Plus
simultaneously. That's the important issue here.
So Scarlett Johansson says that's in breach of contract because they're taking away valuable revenue for her because that's how she gets paid, basically.
Right, and it makes sense that would be that's what the contract would stipulate because they would have drawn that up before COVID was even a thought in people's minds.
And that was when Disney Plus was like still very, very new. It wasn't as popular as it is now.
Yeah, and the
Definitely.
thought of releasing movies not only simultaneously but sometimes even exclusively, like no one had even thought. People thought that was way off.
Yeah,
People thought
it was for Netflix.
Yeah,
basically.
movie theaters were going to be a thing for a long time in
Yeah.
people's minds back. So I can totally see where this is, legally sound.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm in her corner
Yeah.
in this one. Yeah,
So,
for sure.
But she is suing for $50 million. Now, I don't know if that's the amount of money she would have made, or if that is if that would be her like the estimated contract plus the breach of contract.
They might have gone to her and been like, Scarlet, babe, this is a Marvel movie. There is no way it's going to make less than 50 million. Like, there's no way it's going to make less than a nesting doll yacht.
What was the budget for Black Widow? Look it up.
Okie dokie.
Here we go again.
Black Widow budget. But $200 million
in U.S. dollars. In U.S. monies.
In human dollars. Jesus. So basically, she's asking for about a quarter of the budget, essentially, what it would cost to do that. So I think what they're doing is it's not what she would have made. It's basically, breach of contract. You guys fucked us over. Now you get the horns.
What is the last MCU movie that came out that was like in full on freaking movie theater?
That was Endgame, right?
It was Black Widow. No, it would have been Far From Home, right?
Far From Home, yeah. Oh yeah, Far From Home released.
All right, and that made 1.132 billion with a B.
And it was and the budget was 160 million. So it cost less to produce than Black Widow.
By comparison, it cost a song, and they made a mint on that movie. And this is just a throwaway Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but those Spider-Man movies are phenomenal.
Endgame made $2.798 billion. Yeah. Holy shit.
Plus, I'm going to ask you this. For Black Widow, did you guys think they did a lot of marketing? Because I didn't see shit.
I think that they... answer your question first, and I'll bring up another point here. Okay, so I think that they were going to... They were slowly starting to ramp up the marketing, but then COVID hit. And I think, this is just me speculating. What might have happened is they were saying, okay, like Jarrett said, one of the things that they don't account in for when they account for budget is marketing. Sometimes marketing is like that ghost cost that sinks a ship. But they might have been like, we don't know when this is going to come out. We don't know how it's going to come out. So we're going to actually, we're actually going to take a step back and just let people go for it. Like
it also, they had this done like last year, and they were just waiting for a time to actually release it. So people knew about it. Everyone knew that there was a Black Widow movie coming out. So it wasn't like they had to do a ton of marketing. Everyone knew. They just needed a release date. So I don't think that's why they needed a ton of actual, marketing, because everyone already knew.
Right. So all right, let's take a look at. Actually, I'm going to go with Thor: The Dark World, which is...
I like that movie. I just hate it for what it is.
Okay, so Thor: The Dark World made $644.8 million, which even by the standard of the worst Marvel movie, like that's only like what Scarlett is asking is only a mere fraction of what they would have made.
Right. So it's still a lot of money. $50 million is a ton of money. So I think, again, they highballed it, and they're going to see if they can settle. But of course, it's Disney. So who knows?
They're going to save every penny they can at that point.
Right. They might have highballed it and may have tied it to, like Jarrett said, the breach of contract fee or whatever that would have been.
It would just be the breach of contract.
Yeah,
for breach of contract.
Right.
Yeah. So it's probably
so this would be interesting to see how this plays out. It might set a precedent,
so I think, again,
and it might
convince
movies or studios to not either they're going to write something into their clauses from now on, or they're going to stop doing the releasing simultaneously thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but it's going to be interesting to see, because it will set a precedent. Because usually that's how a lot of actors get put onto these large franchises is that they will get a certain percentage of the box office. That way, it doesn't tie into the budget
Right.
for the movies. That way, it doesn't run up the budget.
Do you think this is going to bring forward more actors that probably feel like they're being treated unfairly due to these other movies being released this way?
Absolutely. I'm going to say absolutely to that, because look at how writers are being like mistreated, especially at like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. They're given quite a lot of freedom, but they are given so much to do. It's basically kind of like if I gave Matt a ton of freedom to do his video game like reviews and stuff, but he had to do 10 every single day.
Yep. And
You know.
every single one of those 10 had to make $1 billion at the box office.
Well, no. Well, that's the question. How do you rank profitability on streaming?
True.
Because people tune in, but they've already paid for it.
But then what they do with Disney Plus is they have a further paywall. You had to pay an extra $25 to even view this stuff.
I didn't pay shit to see Mulan, and that was too much money.
Oh, I
Yeah,
feel like
that's-
a lot of it's just in the services, and they just give them a portion of whatever the fuck they make.
Yeah,
So
I
you
think it's going to be
probably
tied
nothing
into
to
the budget from now on, which is going to be kind of good, but of course, I think it'll make it. We'll see. I think that'll make it a little bit more, not what is it? What is the word? Competitive for actors, especially now.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be good, especially for new actors.
Right, right.
We might see a lot more new talent coming in. Nothing to say bad about the actors and actresses that we've seen so far. It's just that you gotta let some new talent in, new actors, and struggling actors need to eat as well. Put them in some movies, give them some roles.
That's what kind of the early Marvel stuff was good at. It was at taking like, all right, maybe not A-listers, but maybe like B-listers and possibly even C-listers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were able to take freaking Chris Pratt and turn him from a goofy guy to like, an action movie guy.
Yeah.
They were able to take like, these somewhat less known actors and launch them into fame. So I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see some like
and this is gonna chap some asses, but Robert Downey Jr. was not a big actor when he started in the first Iron Man.
No, that's a fact. That is
That's
a fact.
and also he's got the main character curse though. Here's
Yeah.
the thing, is that characters like that, they're only known for, that's like also like Daniel Radcliffe. It's like they're only known for that particular character.
Yeah.
Oh, we're lagging again.
Yeah, but he's been in so many good roles. But like he was the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Above the Tom Hanks.
Right.
And that's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks has got more
has earned
statues
his way,
than
dude.
Yeah, Tom Hanks has got more statues than the White Witch's Garden. Like,
You want your movie to get an Oscar? You just put Tom Hanks in there. He doesn't have to do anything. Just put him somewhere.
yeah,
He'll do it. He'll act this
Oh,
shit
Tom
around
Hanks,
everybody.
man.
Man, Tom Hanks, man at coffee bar.
What's the,
Question mark.
so what do you think? What's the budget of Area 91? Like, what do we got?
So we're actually subsidized by the government because we're a bunker. You buy
We're in a first of all, we're in a vacant bunker.
I
Vacant.
actually owe
we
money.
were in a vacant bunker because we got squatter rights, so we can stay here. They can't
We
get
got
us out.
squatter rights.
I actually owe money to Joss Whedon because all of my fan fiction just plagiarizes Firefly.
It's always been Firefly.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even try. I didn't even change the title, honestly.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, I mean, all of his fan fictions are just bootleg versions of Firefly. You did videos, and they're just the episodes of Firefly, but they're cut poorly.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
Also, when are we gonna get the reboot of Firefly? That's the only reboot I'm actually concerned about.
Yeah. I haven't looked into this. I heard it might be in the works, but we'll see. I hope it doesn't happen. That movie, that show was good, and I honestly think it's better for the fact that it only had one season.
I think we should have more seasons, but here's the thing: it takes place after the movie. It's not redoing anything.
No prequeling.
No prequeling. It is taking place after the movie. The Reavers are not gone. They're just more spread out now.
Fair.
But the thing is too, because now the anarchy of the Alliance, because it fell apart after the first movie, there's no big military anywhere. So the Reavers are, they're smaller numbers, they're spread out, but they could just go anywhere.
Right.
You know, there's no one stopping them.
Right.
Right. Tight.
Tight. Cool. Tight. All right. I think that we have gone way over time now. So,
Yeah.
All right. I
Well,
think
this
we're
was
gonna
a
wrap this
good
up.
one, though. This
Yeah.
was a good one.
Yeah, I was into it.
It was an hour and 24 minutes.
Yeesh. I hope you guys like hour and a half specials.
Well, if you could sit through Justice League 4-hour cut, you can sit through this.
If you can sit through 1,000 episodes of One Piece, you can sit through Area Nerdy.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, he's not wrong, Matt. You're so offended by the fact that we're right. Don't boo me. I'm right.
Whatever,
Okay.
man.
With that final thought, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to be throwing up that vote on all of our social media. Fade versus the Predator. You guys weigh in. You guys let me know.
It's gonna be the Predator. It's the Predator right here.
It's the Predator.
You know,
Okay,
guy.
here's the thing. You
That
guys,
guy.
you
We're
gotta
putting over
sweeten
Jimmy's
that pot
face.
a little bit. You gotta honey pot that a little bit. What are you gonna do if? No, not if. When the Predator wins?
I'm gonna concede and say I was wrong. I'm a doofus. And that's really gonna be it, because that's all I'm really willing to do.
You're gonna have to go onto our TikTok and our social medias, make a video, and say that the Predator is a more effective and more intimidating villain than General Fade ever will be.
Okay, fine. I will do that.
100%.
I will do all of that. All right.
Oh
Thank you
my
guys so much
God.
for watching. Please vote. Please vote on that.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be here next week. And I am not the Predator. God damn it.
Wait, he's the
man.
Predator.
Okay.
Hold on, he's the Predator. Wait, hold on. I got you. There you go. He's the Predator. There you go.
Oh, can someone do an edit of the Predator movies, but instead of the Predator's like, have like the Perry the Platypus noise?
Or Mr. Kratz. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Jimmy.
This has been Jarrett.
And this has been Matt.
You're going to delete all that, right?
We haven't.